What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Spawning in the bottom of the map in the red color, playing as Isis. His name is Joe. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Rapl. The map is Marsh. We've had a lot of team games recently, so I thought it would be fitting to just go ahead and say, look, let's just see what 1v1s look like yet again. This game here was recommended to me, and not only is it recommended to me, it is one of the more spicy matchups here. Rapl versus Joe. Joe, an incredibly strong Egyptian player, and Rapl, an incredibly strong Odin player. Now, if you are relatively well versed in kind of Age of Mythology show match tournament history, you will maybe remember a show match fairly recently, maybe last year-ish, before Age of Empires 4 came out. Mr. versus Magic, huge show match. Mr. wanted to play Odin, and Magic is very much an Egyptian player. And Mr. left that match up going, my God, Isis is busted. Egyptian is busted. There's no way that Odin beats them. The Age of Mythology is a broken game. That was the conclusion from Mr. way back then. But over the past year or so since that show match, Rapl and other Odin players have been dealing with the Anubites easier and easier simply by playing in a slightly different style. So we'll see if Rapple's going to be able to deal with what Joe does here in this game, or if Joe goes for something completely different. Now, in classic Joe fashion, Joe's got no idea how to actually start with Egyptian, and he still doesn't have his first monument up, which he should already have up at this point if he wants to be playing as efficiently as possible in this style. Now, Isis on this map should be able to do some form of at least a 4:15 advance time with 2 monuments if she wants to go for Anubite. So that's what you should do. You should throw your first monument up, get your temple down, then click advance, and then throw your second monument up while you're advancing. Allow yourself to start putting pressure on immediately with your Anubites. You're going to be able to build 2 straight away before the second one might get slowed down a little bit, but that's fine because you're going to be wanting to get yourself the jumpy jumps anyways. So that's just the case that I'm just saying is a thing, and Egyptian players need to start getting a little bit more clean on their early game builds. And watch this. What Joe's going to do now is he's either going to go for a later advance time, or if he's going for Anubis, and he's going to just throw a whole bunch of villages onto a temple here at some point, because that's just what he likes to do. Now, Rapl, on the other hand, he kind of knows. He kind of knows what to expect here. He's already got himself his temple in the back. He sees his town center over here. There are 2 water buffaloes on this. Very nice. Some walls over here. There is going to be a slight problem with 2 town center play here for Rapl. And that problem is gold mines. Gold mine very far forward. Gold mine behind a forest over here. Hard to defend. It's going to be a tough one for him if Joe plays into that and tries to go for some sort of a gold starve here in this game. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen here as Freya's on the way. Going to be a pretty clean 430 up here for Rapl. 5 villages on food, 5 villages on wood, 5 villages on gold. No surprises there. Herso coming out. Rapl is just going to cleanly and smartly just go for a fast second town center here. Joe, on the other hand, throwing up his second monument. Still hasn't got his temple up. In classic Joe fashion. This is a very, very slow build order, and it's going to allow Rapl a fairly easy time to defend and at least get his second town center up, I would say. Because here's the thing. If Isis knows that their opponent is going for a second town center, what Isis can actually do is go for the 4:15 advance, send the Pharaoh and the priest forward, and then be attacking this location here with not even one Pharaoh, not even one Pharaoh, 1 priest, 2 priests, 3 priests maybe even, and the Anubite, and the 2 Anubites. There's some really, really crazy openings on this specific map where there's ridiculous amounts of food that Isis can do. So we'll see. I mean, that's not what's happened here, but Rapl over here is going to be getting himself this town center. Look at this. He's got himself 2 units out here. He's advanced to 430. The town center is going down at 440. And there is no reason that this should be this easy to get up for the Odin player. But he's getting it up, and he's going to keep on building his units here. He can even take villages off of wood now if he wants and come over onto the water buffalo to get himself some more food so he can pump out those Hersa that he's going to need here. We see the Valkyrie coming out, and in classic Rapl fashion, he knows exactly what he needs to do here against Joe. He's going to be searching, well, firstly, before the Anubis comes in, but he's going to be searching for villages to kill, and then after that, he's going to be searching for an Anubite to be attacking. That's the rule. That's what you do. You come in, you attack the villagers. The villagers get a little bit angry. They walk away. The priest is here to throw some stones over here, and we see the Valkyrie has to pull back. There's the Anubite, and the Anubite is going to come. Another Anubite comes out, but we see the town center coming up over here for Joe as the Raven goes down. So no surprises there. There's no way that Rappl's going to be able to stop that, but Rapl should be searching for that Anubite now as he brings his Valkyrie back. Smartly does that. Town center just about up for Rapl. And it seems to me that Joe's town center is going to be relatively equal in timing to Rapple's. So if you know a little bit about how things work, that just means that the town center timing is good for Rapl. Rapl is going to be in a better position. As you do see a bit of a forest fire down on this position. He will hit the lumber camp. Joe not paying attention. Forest fire was clicked, my friend. The villagers. Wait. Oh, and now he runs. Okay. All right. Just gets a little bit of that extra wood in. Pulls back. He actually has just enough to get himself pickaxe if that's what he wanted there. But we'll see what he's going to do. Now walls starting to come out all over the place. Those Anubites from Joe should be looking to move in and hit some raids over here. He still doesn't quite have himself the upgrade for these Anubites, so they're a little bit on the slow side. I think it gives something. Fit of the Jackal, hit points, attack, and jump distance. So not speed, but jump distance goes up. But he's going to be able to move in here and start taking these units down here as well. As now the Anubites move in. Rapl has to retreat now. He doesn't have any Hersa in position over here. This is actually really, really bad for Rapl. He might actually lose a villager here. Joe does move in. He's going to start attacking there. There's one villager down. Nice play from Joe. Gets that first villager kill. The Hersa very much out of position here for Rapl. You should normally have at least one on this position, one on this position, while everything else is doing what it needs to do. But I think Rapl just wants to get himself... he just wants to get himself the wall set up as best as he can and just accept the Anubites are in here, kill them off with his Valkyrie, and see what he can do here as they're just moving around. There's no way out now as the villagers return back over onto this position here. 5.5 speed for the Valkyrie should be enough to get out of here as Joe can't quite, almost gets the building block there. And he does get the building block here. Not quite enough there. Nice try there. The old Sark gets jumped onto yet again. The Anubite's going to be coming back into this position, but Rapl is going to be taking the advantage of these straggler trees here. We see the villagers retreating back. Nice play. The villagers can try and get a little bit of shanky shanks here. So they do pull. You can't jump onto something that's moving, I believe is the rule, unless it's moving towards you. And Joe's going to take this advantage, this situation, the advantage now to get the third town center. When you're putting your opponent on the complete backside, getting 3 town centers makes a lot of sense here. You'll be able to have a huge boom here. But Rappl's doing something really smart. He's just saying, look, I don't particularly care. I'm just going to get my armory and I'm going to go Heroic Age. Heroic Age gives me 2 things. Rappl's thinking this. It gives him access to Frost Giants, which actually do kill off the Anubites fairly easily. But more importantly, gives access to the Hill Fort, which is going to be able to give him Siege, give him everything else that he needs. It gives him Frost, Jarls, all the other good stuff. This Anubite actually might be able to kill off that Hersa, these Anubites. Oh, there's Kopesh. Pick up the Kopesh of Horus. It's right in front of your eyes. It's so good. So sad. But Skadi on the way now. Joe, he's also recognizing that there's a fast relic coming here from Rapl, and he's not overcommitting to anything. There's a world here where Joe actually goes through Hathor and doesn't go through a Nephthys. Okay, goes through Nephthys. I was going to say, if you go through Hathor here, you've got 2 monuments plus the monument speedy upgrade, Necropolis here. So you've effectively got access to 3 monuments at this point, which means you can go mass Patsukos. And it can be super, super hard for a Norse player to actually push through mass Patsukos at this point. You have built 4 Anubites, and you probably do want to get jumpy Anubites, but oh, villagers coming over here. Nice play from Joe to be aware of this, but there is already a Herser in here. And we're going after these villagers as best as you can. There's only one. The one way you can you just micro this a little bit. Pulls back, splash damage. Oh, misses everything. Almost mixed off a villager. He's tried his hardest. He's tried his hardest. We see the Herser coming in. The Frost Giant is in over here. A couple of damages coming through. One Anubite does go down. One villager goes down. That's a win there, if you ask me, for Rapl here, as the Valkyries are in now to chase these guys away. I don't understand why Rapl's not chasing the Anubites with the Valkyries. Could be me being dumb, but seems like that's something he could be doing, as Joe does find some villagers over here with his Anubites. He's not paying attention, though. The villagers retreat back. Joe's looking for somewhere else to go. As now Joe's taking this this little moment to start walling in Rapl over here. Nice play. I mean, Rappel's playing defensively, so take control of the map seems like a lot of a good option there. As now McDowell Stronghold's coming down. Barracks as well. Makes a lot of sense here for Joe. And look at this. Joe's got himself 1,000 gold in the bank. Imagine, instead of Scorpion Men, Patsukos here. Now, Scorpion Men aren't bad, but they don't necessarily counter Frost Giants. Frost Giants get hard countered by Patsukos because they're so slow, and if you have like 4, they can like 2-hit the Frost Giant or something crazy like that. So they'll be able to deal with that really easily, as long as you don't get out of position. You have to play a very Protoss-orientated gameplay. Move forward slowly. Don't get caught out. But Hillfort now coming up for Rapl on this position to try and defend his gold mines. Rappel's fairly aware of that. He's just finished up the gold mine over here, but he has managed to come over onto this position here. Now, remember, could have been a rock here. Could have been a rock here for Joe. Chooses not to go for it. Lots of options that Joe could have gone through in this game, but I'm so sad. So sad to see the Nephthys. Anyways, more walls coming up. Seeing some spearmen coming in. Spearman Chariot is a composition we've seen a lot from Egyptian players. Very, very tough to break as the Norse, but you can go for those beautiful Huskarls, as we do see a cheeky snipe there onto a Valkyrie. Nice play from Joe to push in and get that one up as the Longhouse is coming down. More units coming out. 122 population for Joe to Rappel's 97 population. But Rapl is taking this opportunity to go Mythic Age. He doesn't care. Throw up a dock here. Get yourself the Yorman Elver on this position to hold this town center. Just saying, could have done that, but no dock means no Yorman Elver. A little bit sad. The unit's pushing in here. There will be a Fimbulwinter coming in to hit Joe's economy very, very shortly here. As we do see the Serpents getting thrown down on this position, immediately casting Fimbulwinter, as we saw. That's a beautiful Fimbulwinter wolf spawn hitting the units on the retreat path over here, also forcing Joe back, as now Rapl can take this town center and he can continue to boom here in this game, as the villagers over here getting taken down. Beautiful Fimbulwinter wolf onto that position over here. The villagers not getting retreated here. Joe's just saying, I don't care, I'm just going to take the villager deaths. I'm not sure this is the right way to play here. As Joe is retreating back here, his army is completely getting surrounded by Fimbulwinter wolves, as the Fimbulwinter does now die down. But Joe is in a complete mess here, as he's just got nowhere forward to go. Rapl is getting himself his third town center. He's got himself a handful of Jarls, and this is huge for Rapl. He's in a incredibly strong position, taking this opportunity to move over into the corner to drop some side builds here. Very smart to be doing that this early in the game as well, as now we see the units pushing forward. We've got the Jarls coming through here. It might be worth it to frost this if this town center doesn't quite get up, but the Jarls get on to the back position over here. There's the ancestors getting dropped onto this position, and you can just frost the army and then get the Herzer over here to clean up those ancestors. And Rappl's going to be completely fine with this one. I feel like he probably could have hit both the Ancestors and the army in the Frost, but alas, that doesn't happen. The Ancestors will get taken out. The Town Center does get up. Rapl is completely fine, safe, in a perfect position now. Joe too, his full population, he's fine as well. He needs to get more villagers onto food, get to the next age here. Maybe stop thinking about pressing in the heroic age for the time being and try and get himself the Son of Osiris. Obviously, he needs to try and prevent that from being too big of a deal here. Rapl does. Son of Osiris, he needs to get out Baluster or something like that to deal with those because he's used his Frost now. But I mean, we'll see how it's all going to go. Fenris Wolf does get taken down there. Is the army going to be retreating back? Those myth units fairly useless now in this position as they're pulling away. As the Anubites do go down, and very scary for Joe now. Rapl in a very, very happy place. The longhouses in this corner have been produced over here. I feel like a couple more, get more in onto this position over here, wall this corner off, prevent a trade route from being started over there. As Joe, I mean, he hasn't even come up. He does have a market here, but he hasn't quite realized he's going to need to do something on that position there. As now the unit's going to come through. Now, Rapl, he's not playing around this just at this point. He is not playing around the Son of Osiris just yet. He actually shouldn't push just yet. He should be throwing up hill forts, get 2 hill forts on this position, and then get into Baluster right now. Stop pushing, get into Baluster right now, put towers down. You need less villagers on food at this point. Go heavy on wood. Baluster, tower in this position, wall this off over here, prevent this position from being a threat, and then slow push here with Baluster to take out that Son of Osiris as well. That's the way forward here for Rapl, but he's gonna be playing into a weakness, which is the Son of Osiris being difficult to kill for Norse. Now, you can sometimes get the trap on the Son of Osiris and win those fights here, but I feel like this is going to be a tough one for Rapl to deal with here, as the Frost Giant does pull back here pretty brutally, as Osiris is now on the way. We still have some very unupgraded units here from Joe. He's in a very, very difficult position here, as the Throwing Axemen doing some very, very strong damage, but to those spearmen, but they have no upgrades. So it's just basically those Jarls doing everything here. Do we see Rapl getting to fortified town centers? Yes, we do. Fully upgraded. No attempt over here. He is now making some units. I like that. Get some more buildings in onto that corner there. Two isn't enough. You just make 10. Just keep spamming buildings over there. You don't have the resources just yet, but that's the thing. Anyways, we do see a hill fort coming up onto this position as Joe is taking this one over here as well. Let's see some raids coming through here, though, as Rapl says, get out of here. This is not your food. And Joe says, all right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take this. Let me run away. I'm sorry. He's going to lose the village or two. But nice play. There's the Osiris coming in, though, as the Jarls get caught out. Now the villagers have to pull away. This hill fort is on the way. There's plenty of gold up on the top corner of the map over here for Rapl. As now we see the double hill forts coming down. A little bit late, I would say, but because he's distracting up onto this location over here, maybe, just maybe, Rappel's going to be able to get to Baluster fast enough here. As the Frost Giants catch out these Chariot Archers, securing this hunt over here is going to be a very, very big help as well, as Joe's going to be able to move back over here and eat the rest of this hunt over on that position, maybe get access to the gold mine there as more hill forts coming down. We do see no catapults just yet for Joe. Is Rapl getting out Baluster? Yes, he is. He's got a hill fort over here, so he should be just spamming those out. Does he have watchtowers? No watchtowers just yet. You don't... Ooh. Big raid coming through, though, for Rapl. You don't really want Baluster to be produced until you've started, if you're under a hill fort, it's fine, but you don't really want Baluster until you got those towers, tower upgrades and starting to put the towers down, because otherwise they can get taken down fairly easily here, as the mummy coming through here to take this out with the help of those spearmen. This might be enough, but looks like the mummy going to go down very, very fast. The villagers returning back over here to finish, to rebuild those walls here. Very important to get those back up, as the Jarls do end up getting taken down. But we see a cheeky longhouse here from Rapl getting all over the map here, as, look at this, the Son of Osiris getting caught out here. The Frost Giants in here with the Baluster as well. The Frost Giants, that's going to be a dead Son of Osiris here, as Joe's not paying paying attention. He can't retreat very fast at all. The Baluster have got 30 range here as it's almost going to get taken down. It's got 50 HP, 44 HP remaining. Huge play by Rapl. He drops down tons of economy and population though, and he needs to retreat back with these Balusters. You can't be letting these Balusters get taken out this easily. Unfortunately for Rapl, he gets a little bit out of sorts there as he almost picks off a Son of Osiris, but it's still alive. It's still going to be of some use, but gets a lot of good damage done onto it, and this makes things really tough for Joe. He's starting his trade route over here. He's getting some siege works onto this position, but the Ulfsarks have already infiltrated on that position there. But now we've got catapults. Catapults very easy to take out if you've got Baluster. You just use those Baluster maybe over here to take out the catapult that's on this position over here as the Baluster going to try and hold onto this. There's only two here at this point. Rapl here, he's slowly getting himself Huskal to try and take out these Chariot Archers. I mean, Huskal are a decent choice, but I mean, we'll see how it's all going to go. More buildings coming down onto this position as the Ulfsarks can come through and take down more villages. We see a hill fort coming through here. Does Joe see this? He sees one longhouse here, but he doesn't see the hill fort. These villagers over here have been chased down by Rapl as well as he's all over Joe. But Joe has managed to find his way back into this game, it would seem. 142 HP, Son of Osiris now as the City of the Dead technology from Nephthys has come through to help that one out. As the hill fort is getting taken down, the village is going to go down on this position over here. But I mean, Joe's full population here. He's making trade. He can rebuild the villages. That raid there is doing not as much damage as you might expect it to be doing here. And both of these hill forts going down is going to be very, very sad for Rapl as he needs to rebuild them. How many hill forts does he have? He's just got 2 at this point. He needs to rebuild them, and he doesn't have that much population here. How are the armory upgrades looking is the big question. He's got some decent armory upgrades. No longer building units. Doesn't have a trade route just yet. He is set up on this position, though, so this town center is going to be very, very open to getting taken down here. Rapl doesn't have the wood just yet to be doing all too much there. And I believe he's missed this gold mine from being scouted, so he might not realize that it's there. But it definitely is, as the Ulfsark moving in onto this position maybe can get in over here and drop something down over here as well. But you definitely need walls here and Baluster, because one catapult coming in could be enough to make things very, very difficult here. And look, the Son of Osiris is still getting value. There's no Baluster here to take this one out. That should not be getting free hits here at this point, as Joe is pushing forward so hard here. As more Ulfjarls coming in, we see the hill fort coming out. Joe's pushing out nicely here. He's got, I mean, he needs to get set up on this position to actually take it down, I would say. But he still has to worry about the hill fort that's on the back here. Do we see any ability to get in onto this position? No, not just yet. One tower over here. The units have been taken out. We are seeing the farms getting raided over on this position as Rapl is still all over Joe's base. Joe's trying to just say, I don't mind about that. I want to take your town center down. He does have the catapult in onto this position as the Frost Giant's trying to push through here. The Son of Osiris still sitting at 142 of 140. Of 142. He's still sitting at 142 HP. As the one catapult is going to slowly take this down. Do we see Rapl trying? Yes, we do. We see a Baluster now coming out. A wall's coming through here as well. It's going to be a slow slog to kill that off with just a Baluster. So we'll see if he's going to be able to hold on here or not. It doesn't seem like he's going to be able to, as the villagers are getting taken down ever so slightly. The Ulfsark still trying to push in onto this position, taking villages down, causing chaos over here. The Baluster is taking down this town center, but the walls have not been finished. The walls have not been finished. One mercenary cavalry will kill off that Baluster there if Joe so chooses. Now Joe's pushing in. You see the town center going down, and this could be game over for Rapl, in honesty here. He's pushing it now. He's got units. He's going to try and push. He's got decent upgrades. Joe's got upgrades. He's got decent upgrades himself. You see the villagers coming through right now. And this is all or nothing right now for Rapl. He's sitting at 140 of 140 population, trying to push through. We see the villagers coming around onto the back. The Son of Osiris might be getting caught out here. These mummies here little bit. We see the Son of Osiris finally starting to take a little bit of damage. 80 damage, 80 HP, 30 HP, and he does manage to finish that one off here. The throw-in axemen are in. The champion Spearman not doing all too much in this fight. The mummy's getting taken out. The villagers helping out as much as they possibly can over here. We do see that. There's the camel. There's the cavalry. There's the catapults. You got to get the wall set up here on those side builds for those ballista against Egyptian, or things are incredibly sad here as we see the town center going to get rebuilt over here. The army getting cleaned up. The Rapl army strong enough here, but he has run out of gold. He's I mean, how could you know? How could you know there's a gold mine there? There's gold over here. There's gold over here as well. As we do see a hill fort on this position as well for Rapl that could be getting used a little bit later. And we will be seeing this side build here for Rapl getting dealt with. Maybe Rapl can move over into this corner here and see if he can set something up over there. As Rapl, he's going to slowly get this town center up, which is 2 throwing axemen. But he's definitely going to want a few more here. He can take this opportunity now that he's not able to spend all of his resources to get himself to get himself fully upgraded while that town center is coming up as well as a weird thing here as well. But see that the Oscar is not able to kill off the catapult underneath the town center, Migdol, and tower fire there. Nice play from Joe to keep that one alive. As we will be seeing this mummy getting cleaned up as well, as Rapl he's not able to get his town center back up just yet, as a catapult did move in onto that position. Joe's now moving over here. Let's take a look at Joe's perspective. He's got this gold mine left over here. He's got this one over here. He does have this over here, but it's going to be tough to get onto. So at this point, I mean, he does have a trade route, though. It's kind of weak, though. It's very chemo-esque. It's just coming from this point over here. Oh, dear. I think it would be best to go from here to this town center, or maybe here if he wants, but he has to clean up these buildings first, I guess. We didn't see any sort of shenanigans over here. We see this pharaoh. Nice attempt there from Rapl to take out the pharaoh, but doesn't quite get it. There's a whole bunch of barracks coming down now, going to be starting to make those axemen. They don't have any upgrades though, so champion infantry are still going to be able to beat those axemen, I think. Has to get those upgrades in, as we're now starting to see some more hill forts coming through. The buildings on this position are getting taken down as Rapl is trying to hold on over here. As we see the town center just about to come up here. Do we see a trade route started? Still no trade route for Rapl. Now we start. This is like, technically this is Rappel's last gold mine. He has to believe this. I mean, he's got a gold mine over here as well, but he has to start a trade route here. Now the units moving forward. We've got the throwing axemen dealing good damage from afar. The town center is almost up for Rapl. He does get that one there. He does have himself... Oh, no masons just yet. Would be worth it to grab that upgrade as soon as you can. As the Migdol coming in, but this gold mine is getting mined very, very fast here, and Rapl is going to just pull all of his villagers off here, I would assume, and move back. We'll see if that's going to happen or not. Still got throwing axemen coming out of this building here. Rapl doesn't have the resources just yet to be doing all too much with that one there. He's going to be coming back over onto this position. He's still low on the gold as those trade caravans are starting. We've got the marker coming up in the corner now for Rapl. As the Frost Giants moving forward here, going to try and help out in this position. Rappel's at 130 population. Joe's at 168 population. Still doesn't have the economy to really start pumping trade. Pumping mercenary just yet, which is good for Rapl because he's still trying to get his own economy sorted here. As the Jarl's pushing in, going to take down these chariots as best as he possibly can. Throwing axemen, doing everything that they possibly can here. As the priests, they have themselves funeral rites. Yes, they do. They're going to do a ton of damage to the Frost Giants there, but Frost Giants have got nearly 800 HP, so that's completely fine. Got some more longhouses coming up here for Rapl. If he gets resources at any point here, it's going to take a while, but he can start throwing up hill forts over there. Still with these longhouses in this corner here is really nice for Rapl, so he can secure that position there. But Joe needs to get over there and throw his market in the corner. I mean, come on. Surely. Okay, he's making a slow push with his market. Fine. At least a little bit of effort's being made. The Frost Giants coming back in for Rapl. Joe and Rapl holding this position fairly statically here as the watchtower's coming down. We've got the catapults coming in as well. As the hill fort getting taken down over here, looks like the catapult will go down. As the villagers getting picked off, there's the mummies are just so strong here that there's almost no point in building the frost giants. Honestly, like it would be better to just save that favor for like, he's got 92 favor, but maybe better to save that favor to just mass hill forts or something like that. But at this point, looks like Rapl's got no villagers on wood. There they are. He needs to get those villagers back to working. He does have himself carpenters, so he's going to be able to chop wood really fast. But I think what Rap's done here might be a slight mistake. So Rapl cut villagers a little bit early in this game. If you take a look, he doesn't quite have full iron, full upgrades. I feel like he did this because he wanted to have units to fight. But in general, I feel like it's better for Norse to go up to like 100 and 110-ish villager count and then make Ulfsark after that, because you can get all upgrades, get your towers set up, get your ballista set up, and all the other good stuff. Start your side builds and all the other good stuff that comes from that. But if you cut your villages early in favor of army, you're not going to get fully upgraded, and you might find yourself not being able to finish off games, which seems to be what's happening here for Rapl. Rapl still has the economic advantage. He is moving over here to finish off this gold mine as well, as the trade route is in now, starting for Rapl. He doesn't quite have himself his coinage just yet, but he's really struggling. Throwing up some more longhouses over here, preventing Joe from getting that corner. Joe's now in a tough time. He does have a trade route, but it's huge. It's got to be like 20 trade, at least 20 trade big, 19 trade big, but it's just like there's no market anywhere. As the villagers coming over here to finish off this gold mine, the villagers laborers getting picked off over here. The unit's still pushing through onto this position here. As the watchtowers sitting in on this position, trying to hold this as best as he can. It's going to make it really tough for Rapl to push through. And now Rapl, Rapl, does he have any hill forts? He still has one hill fort, but still no ballista coming out. The wall ballista situation is so important to prevent these kind of watchtower pushes that Joe's going to do. This is textbook Joe play. He's going to do this every single game against you. If he gets the situation, if he gets the chance, he's going to push forward. He's going to get a couple of watchtowers, get guard towers, secure a position on your town center, and things are going to be really tough here. Rapl could definitely take the opportunity now to be attacking this gold mine here, because he could actually take that a little bit for himself here. Anyways, villagers getting, not villagers, army still pushing through here. Rapl's still in a very tough position, very low on population, getting towers pushed into his face. And the really tough part about Norse is when you're getting pushed back, is stopping the pushback. If you're playing as Zeus or like a Greek, Egyptian, or Atlantean, oftentimes you can just continue to build palace or build towers as you're getting pushed back, and it slows the push really hard because you still got army to fight. But with Norse, it's so hard to do that because you need the army to actually fight in order to prevent the buildings from being attacked. And you just can't do that. So let's see what Rapl's got in store for us. He's already throwing up these hill forts as best as he can here. We do see a wall coming up over here from Joe. He's like, all right, you have that. I don't care. Let me wall this off. Maybe I'll kill off that longhouse a little bit later. We do see the villagers have been killed off over here. As now we see the wood getting chopped down. And Rapl, I mean, he's got himself the ox caravan slowly coming up. Look at this. He's got 50 villagers on wood at this position, with 0 on gold, because he's got no gold mines. He does have this one that he didn't spot. We have to remember he didn't spot that gold mine. But 50 villagers on wood, 14 on food. He needs he's got 20 on food now, but I was going to say he needs roughly 20 villagers, maybe 30 villagers to get that trade route really pumping. But he has its full population now. Towers on his front that can get taken down very simply with ballista. But it's just looking very dicey here as Joe is doing his best to just hold on to this position. Like, you look at the score and you're like, Rapl's got the lead, but it's a very small lead here. Just these markets coming up for Joe. He's trying to get this in the best corner as he possibly can. Coming over here with these walls over here. He's got mostly all of this position secured. Like one siege tower over here, one catapult. Clean up those buildings. You have to do it at some point, otherwise you're just going to keep getting side built on. As the town center is now getting targeted down. And the big question is, when is Joe's economy going to kick into gear? Because, like, at this point, he doesn't have watchtower, or he doesn't have guard towers. He's still in the heavy chariots. He's at bronze upgrades. Rapl, and he's basically fully upgraded in the armor. He still needs iron mail, but the mail upgrade's not so important, considering the unit composition which Joe's got here. So he's basically, for all intents and purposes, he's fully upgraded, just without the cavalry. But really, at this point, you should be making cavalry anyways. And now the ballista are out, able to take down those towers, and Joe is getting pushed back. And now things looking scary for Joe. So long as Rapl slow pushes this, he's going to be fine. Now, Rapl here, I mean, he should be selling this wood as well. But as long as he slow pushes this and doesn't allow mercenary to come in or spearmen to come in and take these ballista down, he should be fine. So walls, slow push. Walls, box, walls, box, walls, box. You can't move out in the open with these ballista. They are incredibly strong. Look at this. They deal 9 pierce damage per second, plus 5 crush, so technically 10 pierce damage. And the villagers moving in. The villagers moving in. They're going to attempt to take down these ballistas. This is huge for Joe. Joe knows he doesn't need these villagers because he needs trade here. There's a ballista getting pulled back. Nice play from Joe. Rapl getting caught out just a little bit here. Just pull back. No, don't kill this. Pull back. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Rapl. No, don't lose your ballista to villagers. He does kill off all the villagers, which is huge, but it's going to give Joe so much population to play with now. And he's going to immediately have that as well, because he can just make more trade as he feels here. But lots of villagers dead there. Still has himself 5 ballista to take out these watchtowers. But I mean, Rapl's army is now looking scary. I mean, kind of. 5 ballista. We were talking about this before the villagers walked in. Why are ballistas so good? They have 3 population. They deal 9 or basically 10 damage per second, because you take the 9 pierce damage plus 5 crush. The 5 crush is equal to 1 extra damage against 99% crush armor. So it's technically 10 damage per second plus 3 or times 3. So it's dealing 30 damage per second with a 3 population unit. It's insane, but it gets picked off so easily. So you can't be moving forward like this with ballista. Take the opportunity to wall and slow push. That's the only way to make a movement forward here. As Joe right now, he is on the back foot. I don't know what he's saving up for, but he's not producing units at this point. He's got no wood in the bank at this point. He's getting pushed back hard. Rapl can take this position now. Time to even take even more of this map here. If we take a look at Rapl's perspective, he could use this here, wall here, and then slowly take a box on this position to get set up on this town center over here as the villagers trying to chop that. There's Rapl sees it. He sees the gold mine. He doesn't need it anymore now though, because he's got a trade route. The trade route is huge. But Rapl is still taking the opportunity to kill off all of these buildings over here. He could also consider going after this town center instead, because there's all of these houses here. Sometimes going after the main base in these situations is a lot better than going after the second base over here. If you take a look, there's houses, there's monuments, there's armory, there's farms, as opposed to the other town center where there's not a whole lot of resources or infrastructure that you can really destroy. So you see Rapl pushing forward, and now he's throwing watchtowers up. Watchtowers are secondary. First thing first, get your stone walls, then put your towers down. Because look at this. Mercenary cavalry are going to come, and you can't kill off these mercenary cavalry fast enough. Those spearmen can just walk forward and clean these up way too easily here. As you see more towers coming in, and the ballista are going to be getting pulled back. And Rapl got the right idea, but he's just missing that fundamental aspect of ballista warfare that you really have to go back and almost watch. Like if you even go back as far as World War II even, or World War One, I guess, where you see where people are like holed up with a ranged kind of artillery. There's always something there that prevents military from getting in and destroying that. That's so important. As we also see now over here, villagers coming through. We do have some towers getting set up here by Rapl on that position there. As Rapl still trying to push forward. What's happening? Why Rapl? Your villages. Is he building villages? Okay, he's moving some villages over here. Is he getting villages out? He's getting some out of his hometown in order to get some more farms down. Oh, dearie me. More hill forts coming up for Rapl as his brutal composition. Oh no, it's all dealt with. What's happening over here? We've got some more units coming over here for Rapl. Is he going to drop something? I don't know. He's breaking down this wall over here. All of that good stuff. Mummy's coming over onto this position here as Rapl slowly but surely trying to finish this game off. Joe, I mean, he's now got... Joe can buy the wood to get himself his upgrades. Get himself his champion chariots. He's getting champion chariots now. The classic 36-minute, 10-second champion chariot technology that all ISIS players strive to hit that timing. But now he's got it. Now those chariot archers looking scary. Rapl pushing forward, doing everything he can here. You see the siege works up here for Joe. Rapl on the other hand. What is he doing? Is he still making No more trade. Look at that trade route. Absolutely disgusting. Huge trade route here. He's got all his upgrades, I think. But he still doesn't have himself his mail upgrades. And this is actually completely fine here. If Rapl wants to try this, to set up on this position first and then go for the mass baluster again, as long as he puts walls here after the towers go down, this is another way to get in onto this position. He's going through here. We do see some towers, some siege towers coming in, as I think that this hill fort has been spotted. Still no hill forts over here or anything by Rapl. I would like to see him pressing this market a little bit here, as he's still going after this town center. I think there's this weird thing that a lot of Age of Mythology players have in the back of their mind, that you want to go for the third town center because it's the most open. It's always going to be the closest one to your base, so it's going to be the best one to go for. But in this exact position, everything is over here. This is everything. All here. This is where you want to push from. So maybe even pushing from this position here through here would be better to clean up those markets, stop that trade route, do everything that he needs to do here. As we see the watchtower coming up over here for Rapl. He's almost set up here, so he can almost start with his walls here and starting the baluster again. But we do see that the watchtowers, they do have themselves boiling oil here, which I personally don't particularly like. I don't think it's very good. You want to be having the towers using the arrows as much as possible here, but at least they're going to be doing a little bit. And maybe if you have like 10 towers here, you don't need walls because those cavalry will get killed off fast enough. But I just don't think there's any excuse. As you see, Joe, he's still throwing towers down over here. He's got tons of gold in the bank. He can make mass mercenary for days here if he wants. He's trying to come over here and kill off these champion Ulfsark with his siege tower getting taken down as the buildings, they're still in on this position. As Rapl, he's just going to, like, he could just run around here for a hot minute here if he really wants to. As we see the stone walls coming through these towers, the hill fort is in here. So Rapl can actually start getting himself maybe some rams or something out here. He does have access to bravery because he went through... does he have it? He does have bravery, so those Huskarl can actually get like 5 or 6 Huskarl to push through here and take this down if they so choose. We can see this catapult is in here. That can get taken down very easily by a baluster if Rapl wants to send one over there to kill that off. As we see this Pharaoh here getting out of position, getting taken down as the units are currently just hanging out here. Rapl, he's still building trade. I'm surprised to see him needing this much trade here. Why? How much does he have? So we're just checking this out. I think you only need to go up to about 25 here to be okay on the gold. But he's got more than 30 at this point. But he definitely needs it. He's spending all his resources. I'm not saying he doesn't need it. He's making a good decision where that's concerned. More units coming through for Rapl. More hill forts getting thrown down all over the place here. as Joe's trade is absolutely huge. There is a fairly obnoxious win condition here for Joe at this point here. And you got to be a little bit careful of if you're Rapl. You do have to finish this game off, and that win condition is a wonder. If Joe can stabilize his food economy here, and get up to 1,000 food, throw a wonder down, there might not be enough time for Rapl to push forward. That could be it. Could be a tough one. See more coming. Okay, you do have to stop this trade right now. You're not going to have any population for units. I mean, if he keeps on trimming villages, I guess he's fine. There's still plenty of wood over here for Rapl, wood over here. So he's still got plenty of wood in this position. Gets a couple of Ulfsark over here. The village is moving over onto the other wood location there. I don't know if there's any real point in the throwing axemen at this point, but they are ranged units, and they do have what's it called, Huntress Axe. So they get a grand total of 8.10 damage per second. So that's a good thing, I guess. It's kind of like an Arcus in a way, with less range. A fully upgraded Arcus, maybe Arcus go up to 9 damage. I'm not sure. But yeah, Rapl just doesn't have the confidence here to get these walls down and try and slow push with Baluster. And I think this is going to be a tough one for him to really find a win. There are plenty of ways in which you can kind of like guerrilla warfare the ISIS and try and hit like late game tactics like five or six portable rams attacking a town center is a way forward. A whole bunch of Huskal attacking a place is a way forward, but I think Rapl is just a little bit scared that he doesn't want to lose this position that he's set up. So he's gonna keep attacking here, which can be a fairly difficult thing to get over. Now, Joe now actually is in a position that he can buy himself 1,000 food and afford a wonder.
Into you.
So we'll see if he's going to go for that or not. I mean, he's currently struggling for food for production as it is. Rapl is still slowly closing in on Joe's base here. But yeah, this is still very, very scary for Rapl. And Joe is known for making wonders. He's going to make a wonder if he wants to. Some more towers coming up. Rapple's now got, he's got plenty of gold income. I mean, we'll see what he's gonna choose to do. I wonder if there's a world where going up to like 50 trade caravans instead of having villages on food is a way to play. This is a random idea for Norse specifically. Because if buying food goes up to 200, is it faster for the trade than how much is this? 112? I don't think it would be. There's no way. Just talking to myself. Don't mind me, guys. Now we got ballasted. There's the... Yes! Walls! Yes! Stone walls! Let's go, Rapl! He does have to hold this, though. Just put the baluster into the hill fort, though. What we see coming over here. We do see some baluster coming over here to deal with the catapult. Rebuilding this fortress or hill fort's not going to take too long. And look at this. Fair down. Oh, Joe notices. He pulls. Rapple's not going to notice this either. We do see a catapult coming over here. Walls coming through for Joe. He's going to try and slow push over on that side. We see a whole bunch of cavalry mercenary pushing through for Joe here as Rapl is all over the place. Thank you so much for the 1,050
Love the streams
bits.
as usual, Boit. Hope you have an incredible holiday season and thank you for the years of entertainment.
I'm going to have a fabulous... Yes, we're both going to have a fabulous holiday season with Age of Mythology. Thank you so much, K McBain. Appreciate you, my friend, for the 1,000 bits. Appreciate you, my friend. The villagers pushing over here. There is a very weak spot here from Rapl. He hasn't played around this at all. We do see a random dot coming up here, but Ulfsark coming in. Villagers will get converted here by Rapl, I would assume, to start attacking those units there. But the towers on this position have been taken down. We do see the nightmare box getting set up here by Rapl, but you do need like towers and the box here. So he doesn't have quite enough infantry in on this position just yet. So he needs to wait before producing over here just a little bit. He needs some towers behind this as well, because otherwise you go catapult, mercenary, and you can push through this. And it's not quite the death box that's unable to be stopped by an Egyptian. There's Joe. I mean, he's now lowered himself on the resources quite substantially. He's back up to full population. We do see that the hill fort is back up for Rapl over there, as Joe gets up his dock on this position now. It might be worth it for Rapl to think about just walling this in so that Joe can't push through there with a cheeky transport ship or something like that. The wall's still not up, and Joe hasn't really noticed this just yet. And Rapl, has he gotten a unit? He's gotten some Ulfsarks in. Now, let me talk a little bit about auto queue and the late game. You should not use auto queue in the late game. Straight up, you should not be using it in the late game. After you get to this point where you're fully set up, you should be picking which units you want, which front you want to be training on, and you just do this by, if you take a look at the top left corner, you put control groups on the front that you want to be producing from, and you do it kind of like this. And so that when you want to produce over here, you just click the button and you produce 10 Ulfsarks at once, or 10 raiding cavalry or something at once. If you want to be producing over here, you click 2 and you produce a couple units over here, and that's how you get it. If you're over here, you want to produce over here, you click 3 and you produce from over on that location. If you go all on the auto queue, what ends up happening is you get these situations where you wish you'd have 10 Ulfsark here, but you just don't. And now Joe sees this and he's like, and Rapl is too slow. His baluster comes out too slow. Joe cleans it up, and Rapl had the opportunity there to get in onto that position, but he just could not get there. As we do see that the hill fort's getting taken down yet again, but there is a baluster here, so baluster can clean this up at some point. Thanks so much for the $3, Johannes. Johannes, appreciate it so much. Prostagma! Prostagma indeed. As this hill fort almost up for Rapl. He's still trying to push in on this position, and now it seems like Joe can send his catapult over here, kill off these longhouses, and this side build once and for all might get dealt with. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? So that's definitely the win condition here for Rapl. Rapl now can start thinking about trimming his villages down to like 15 on food, because he doesn't need food anymore. You can see it's skyrocketing, so he can go down to even less villages on food and make some more Ulfsarks or something like that. As you do see the villagers, they have made it through here, and it looks like this side build is going to get dealt with. And if Joe gets access to this corner, that's going to boost his trade up even more here. And that's going to maybe allow him to get to that wonder that he wants to get to, as the hill fort's getting taken down very fast over here. Rapl yet again trying to get himself this hill fort up, throwing these walls back down. All the good stuff there. Catapult's pushing forward. Pharaoh's moving in to get some more towers up. These are guard towers now for Joe. As Joe looks like he's cleaned up these buildings over here, and Rapl has to say, damn. He has to say, damn. He's got nothing left over there. But he does have an Ulfsark, so he could sneak an Ulfsark back into this back corner here and throw some barracks down. But more importantly, the walls are up yet again for Rapl. Throw some towers, get some towers down. Nice and fast. Tower baluster, or 3. As you see these hill forts still doing their thing over here as best as they possibly can. We've got some portable rams coming through now for Rapl. He's trying something a little bit different. Portable rams are more of a side thing than anything else. You only want to be really building them on the sides, not going through the main base, because you want to catch... Effectively what you're saying is, I'm going to ram this down and catch my opponent by surprise in a way. So they need to get onto the town center with like 5 or so of them to take it down. Otherwise, your opponent's just going to kill them off. As the units very nicely pushing through the middle of the map here as the stone wall's getting up. We will see Joe, I'm sure, getting his market up. He cleans up this area and he throws the market here. Oh! Rapl notices there's an Ulfsark here. He throws these longhouses down nicely. Siege of the Titans coming through for Joe now, though. This isn't the end of the game. if Joe does want to go for this Titan, Rapl 2 can go for a Titan. There's a little known fact. The way in which you get up a Titan as Norse is you build you get the Titan out, and then you just convert all your Ulfsark in your home base into, all your villages in your home base into Ulfsark. You push yourself up to like 170, 180 population or something like that. And then you can build the Titan out and hold on the front because your opponent is spending, doesn't have the population to really push. That's the big thing. But it does slow down a whole lot of this game here, as we do see that these towers are up now, but you don't have the ballast to deal with the catapult. Just delete some units. Delete some units. Get the ballaster out. Quick. Quick, smart. I mean, alternatively, he could just push through here and get in onto this position and try to take the Titan gate out. But looks like Rapl isn't even going to try. He's got plenty of gold to buy wood here and buy himself the Titan Age. But he just doesn't want to do it. As we see the Frost Giants pushing through, killing the mummies off. We're just pulling back. We've got the hill forts getting taken down, or getting put back up over here as best as they possibly can here. More towers are up over here. Still no ballaster through. You got to get the ballaster out. Just cancel all production. One ballaster over here, please. So sad to see that happening here in this game, but oh well. Big Doll Stronghold coming up over here for Joe, as I think Joe's slow pushing here. It's going to be very, very tough to break through over here as the villagers getting up over here, getting these markets, slowly pushing them up. We do see a hill fort getting put up over here as all the villagers have been picked off on that position, but slowly but surely Joe is making a forward movement here. Rapl, does he have the ballaster out? No, he doesn't. He does get an Ulfsark around onto the catapult, but not able to kill it off just yet. More towers coming up over here for Rapl. He's set up over there, but it's going to be too little too late here, it would seem, because, I mean, the tower... you can't really beat a Titan without a Titan as Norse. But you can build a Titan as Norse. Now the walls get broken down. The ballaster, if they do come out, will be able to get taken down fairly easily. So I'm not able to get that out. Plus 3 population, and he's fighting against all these other things here. We're seeing Portal Ram starting to come through now for Rapl, and Rapl, unfortunately, there taps out. I do feel like Rapl... I mean, he's tapped out in a winning position in a way, but he's just kind of hitting his head against the brick wall, not able to finish it off. It just comes down to a few things here. So Rapl, in my opinion, has the win here. I mean, even like 10 minutes ago, has the win here. But things like getting the walls, towers, and ballaster out in the same instance to deal with Catapult Mercenary just didn't happen. Because he had all the ballaster here at a point, and he abandoned that strategy for no real reason. Beyond that, getting his own Titan out here, he has the resources in the bank to get this one out. Just get these villagers, turn them all into Ulfsarks, build the Titan, no problems. You might lose some ground, but you can come back and grab it back if you, while it's all going on, getting the side builds happening, all that other good stuff. But in the end here, Joe just too resilient, doesn't want to tap out. Now, there is a world where maybe they called this a tie. I did hear that might have happened, but that's the game. That's the game. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.